De lo mío, que lo que mi gente? What's good? That's your boy Soul the Flyer. I just wanted to keep my promise to you guys. I have nothing else to do. On quarantine, chilling at the crib. Wanted to touch on some things. Some people may have some questions about flight attendants and travel benefits as a flight attendant. We can just break it down, right? Flight attendants do get travel benefits. Travel benefits basically mean, for my company, all I can give you guys is what my company does. We fly for free. For the most part, we pay taxes. So if I want to get up and go to California right now, I'm in the New York area, I want to go out to California, I can just drive to the airport, go into the airport, go online, go on my little joint and say, okay, what California flights are coming up, LA flights, and hop right on that flight. There are different ways you can do that, and there are different restrictions on doing that. For me, myself, as a flight attendant, I could do something called a jump seat. Jump seat basically means I am occupying the same chairs that a flight attendant would. So if I was working on a flight, you guys see those uncomfortable ass chairs that look like this? That's a jump seat. As a regular passenger, quote unquote, as a flight attendant, I am legally allowed to sit in that seat. Obviously, I can't just go in some sweatpants and some, a hoodie. I have to be dressed up just in case they need me for any emergency that may occur. I am able to use that seat and I'm able to help out. So we have jump seats, so I can just go straight to JFK and say, yo, what flight's next? I'm going to LA, I'm gonna pick up this jump seat. That's as long as no other flight attendant has booked that jump seat, obviously. I can't book a jump seat if there's somebody else that has booked that jump seat. Now that in my company is first come, first serve. So first come, first serve, if I'm the first person to say, yo, there's a flight leaving at 6 a.m., nobody's booked the jump seat, I'm hopping on there, boom, I'm gone. Another way to do it is as a non-revenue passenger, meaning I am not paying the company to take up a seat, but there are available seats on the flight. So I can just go ahead and say, hey, I want to sit in this seat. When doing that, everything goes by my seniority. So if Joaquin or Cesar or Jesus, whoever is senior to me, meaning they were hired the day before me, they have higher seniority. We both are trying to get the same seat. There's only one seat available on the plane. He gets it before me. I'm sitting standby just like anybody else would. Standby meaning I'm standing by just in case a seat opens up, or I'm standing by until the gate agent gives me a seat. Everything is seniority based. Now with my company, there are different levels of standby tickets. I could buy a regular standby ticket, which means I'm regular non-revenue passenger. And it's just like a regular passenger. If somebody has a higher seniority, they go first. But if somebody also has a higher priority ticket, they go first. Meaning, have different levels of priority tickets. If someone is going to visit a sick family member, they're allowed to use a higher priority ticket. They get put to the top of the standby list. 50 people could be waiting for the same flight to LA, but I'm visiting a family member who's sick or something unfortunate has happened. I'm allowed, with permission, use a higher priority ticket. So that's standby. That's a great thing. That's how flight attendants are able to travel the world on their days off, right? Now you have to be smart about it. If I'm going to LA today, and I know it's a 6-hour flight, 5-hour flight to get there, but I work tomorrow, it's not guaranteed I'm getting on this flight back, or it's not guaranteed I'm going there. Why? Because the flight might be full, or someone with a higher priority might get the regular seat. Now, if I book a jump seat, meaning the same seats that the flight attendants use, that's first come, first serve. If I book that seat both ways going and coming back, I'm guaranteed the flight, as long as I abide by the guidelines that my company puts out. Meaning I'm not dressed like a bum, meaning I look like a professional human being and I'm ready to stand in for a flight attendant if anything were to happen. So that's regular standby flying. That's non-revenue flight. We pay taxes on those flights. A trip to Brazil, it cost us $60, but a trip to Dominican Republic might cost a little more, maybe $100-something. You're paying the taxes that each state or the taxes that each country is putting forth, right? No rhyme or reason, they have their reasons for doing that. We also have travel companion benefits. Basically, it means I'm allowed to put my spouse or whoever I want to be my travel companion, and they more or less get the same priority I do as a flight attendant. So if we're flying together, it's as if there were two of me, right? So you get one of those every year. So if you got your girl on there and y'all happen to break up midway through the year, you're asked out, my friend. They still have that same priority. In flying, technically, they could still fly around as if they were you because you have 1 year and you can't take them off for that year. Doesn't mean to say that they'll be able to go flying because you, as the flight attendant, have to put in the flights. So if you're with your girl for 6 months, y'all break up for whatever reason, she's trying to fly to Costa Rica, it still has to go through you to do that. She can't just go on the system and put herself in. She's not allowed to. Another thing we have is my parents fly for free. They get the same type of benefit. All we're doing is paying taxes. The only difference with my parents is my parents are in a lower priority. Remember earlier I was telling you guys about priority. So if I'm a flight attendant and I get a standard priority, or if another flight attendant has, God forbid, a death in the family, they get a higher priority if the company lets them. My parents get a lower priority than them. So on the standby list, if we're all trying to go to the same place, they're gonna be below me, I'm gonna be below whoever has a higher priority or a higher seniority. They also go by my seniority. Anybody that's in the system that I've put in, everything goes by my seniority. Okay, so if another person has their family and there's 6 of them, all 6 people, I may only be traveling with 2, all 6 people go before I do because they have a higher seniority. That's why we always say in the airline industry, seniority is everything. That's why it's unfortunate that this whole COVID situation is happening, because my company has stopped training people and stuff, which means that my seniority isn't gonna go up. The only way my seniority goes up is if we get new people or if people start retiring. But even then, if people start retiring and my seniority goes up, everybody's seniority is going up. It's math. Another thing we get, and a lot of people always ask about, buddy passes. So back in the day, you used to be able to basically just give somebody a buddy pass and they could fly, right? So my company gives you only a certain amount of buddy passes. But as years have gone by, they've begun to restrict the guidelines on how buddy passes work. If you guys were a friend of mine and I only get a certain amount of buddy passes a year and you say, hey Leo, I have a wedding to go to in South Africa, can you get me a buddy pass? I have to make sure that you're a responsible person. I have to make sure that you're not gonna mess up anything on the flight, because everything you do is reflecting on me. If you start a fight on a plane, it could eventually go up to I may lose my job for having you fly under my pass. We only get a certain amount a year. And the way it works now, at least with my company, is they basically add some more taxes and you have to pay some more things depending on where you're going. I can go on the website and find out how much a trip to South Africa is gonna be. Most of the time, being real with y'all, most of the time, it is way easier just to go and buy yourself a flight on a cheaper airline, right? Because my company is a major airline. We charge major prices, you feel me? A flight on Spirit Airline to South Africa, not saying they go there, they might, but it might be cheaper just to get a confirmed seat on this flight than to go with a buddy pass. Why? Because anything that has to do with travel benefits is always put under a standby flag. So anybody that's flying under any flight attendant's benefits, you're going to, and my seniority, I may have a couple years in, my seniority is not awesome. You may end up paying for this seat, which is basically a ticket saying you may get on this flight if we have the space for it. It's all standby. It doesn't matter if you're my travel companion, my parents, me. If you get a buddy pass from me, you're gonna have to pay some money. A flight regular on my airline might be $500 to wherever, to South Africa. The buddy pass might be $430. It might be cheaper, but you're still flying standby. So why pay for a maybe ticket if you could pay $200 on Spirit and get there on a confirmed seat? I hope you guys are following me. Buddy passes aren't what they were, and it's not as great as it seems to be. I know a lot of you may have flight attendant friends. A lot of my friends have hit me up like, yo, hook me up with a buddy pass, blah, 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 blah. Most of the time, it's not even worth it, to be real with you. I don't understand why somebody would wanna, yeah, you're paying this money, but you're not guaranteed the flight when you could go on another airline and you're guaranteed the flight, and they might leave from a closer airport. Feel me? Do you get the money back if you don't make the flight? Yes, you do, but you've just wasted a whole day. So that is not the way to go. We also get discounted flights for ourselves or for our family. That's a tricky thing. It depends on your airline. I can also fly on another airline. There's a name for it. I don't know if it's the same name for everyone, so I'm not gonna say it, but I can fly under a different type of ticket on a different major airline. If I need to get somewhere, and my company has all booked flights, I can't get on any flights, can't get on any jump seats, I can go on a different airline and fly on them. I may have to pay a little extra for whatever reasons, taxes or whatever BS, administrative fees. But as a flight attendant, I'm allowed to do that. People come all the time from different airlines on my flights just to ferry them home, or they commute home. It's all fun and games. It's all great. Yeah, you get to fly the world and you're not really paying much for anything. This job is very much also riding the wave. Sometimes you may not be able to get somewhere, especially peak times, Christmas, New Year's, peak times, you may not be able to get to where you want to go. If I'm trying to see my family in Ohio, I may not be able to get there if I'm trying to go during Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Because all the flights are packed, or people already have the jump seats, or all other flight attendants are trying to go there and they have better seniority than I do. It's not always all fun and games, right? I need to block out extra days just for travel as a just in case. There have been many times I've been at my uncle's in Atlanta and I've been meaning to come home, let's say Monday, but I have to come home Saturday night out of nowhere with like 2 hours just because I checked the flights for Monday and they were booked, checked the flights for Sunday, they were booked. I'm like, damn, I gotta go right now. I gotta catch the last flight back to New York. It's all a part of the game, right? You're a flight attendant. You decided to become a flight attendant because you're flexible. You're willing to roll with the punches. Flight attendant benefits are very much like that. Travel benefits are very much like that. Your family is gonna have to understand that if they wanna get to Ecuador, they might not get there on Saturday. They might have to sleep in the airport on a stool and try to get there Sunday morning because all the flights were booked, or people took last minute flights, or a flight got canceled and they had to roll people over to the next flight. These are the things that happen when you're trying to travel on flight attendant benefits. That's it. This is long enough. Love you guys. Peace, love, prosperity. Stay home, stay safe. Practice social distancing. Remember, don't be the one to get somebody else sick just because you wanted to go to the supermarket without masks, which is something crazy now. I just realized that they're not letting you into places without masks anymore, which I think is dope. I think that's awesome. Let's help each other out, love each other. So the flyer out. Uno.